Some days I get sick of hearing myself talk, and not in these videos, to myself and in my head. I have a recurring nightmare, and it's just normal, that I am going to outlive my money, that all my numbers are wrong when I finally get to the point where I'm ready to pull the trigger and glide on out of there, that it's not going to work out the way I want it. And then I wake up and I realize that it's all about the numbers and the math and the preparation. And by God, if you're out there having these same nightmares, we need to talk about that. We can paralyze ourselves into not, well, that's what paralyzing is into non-movement, but we can stop ourselves like deer in a freaking headlight if we don't arm ourselves with knowledge. Now, this isn't just women. It's not just Gen Xers. This is you, regardless of what your age is. You have to know what your monthly numbers are every month so you can ensure that you're bringing in enough income. And if you're not, if there's a gap between what you make and what goes out, that is nowhere to live, and you need to analyze that right now. For you young ones, because hopefully by the time you're my age, you'll have learned some life lessons, one of which is you can't carry the debt. You can't have those minimum payments. If you are a Gen Xer or somebody facing retirement and you've got a boatload of consumer debt, your plan needs to be, and I'm telling you this, tough love, kid gloves, pay the debt off before you retire. You do not need to be making minimum payments and paying interest on anything when you want to retire and live a comfortable, peaceful life. So if you're preparing a retirement plan, a peaceful existence, you need to take into consideration your glide down plan. Your 2 to 5 year plan needs to focus on becoming debt free, matching your 401k contributions at work. Some of us, that's our only vehicle, but you're going to pay your debt off after you've gotten the match. And then you want to make sure that you're piling up cash, because that cash bucket is your peace of mind if you're retiring early, before 65 or before you're taking Social Security and the markets fluctuate, because you don't want to be withdrawing out of your retirement funds when the markets have hit a downturn, because you're absorbing the loss, where if you leave the money there, it's going to rebound. We hit a stride in retirement, so I hear, and I'm anticipating it and counting on it, that I will have fundage in these accounts that can survive a downturn, to where if I need to draw out of them to meet my bare minimum, it won't have a significant long-term impact. We all benefit from letting the money sit and grow, or letting the money sit and recover. But let's face it, we need some of that cash sometimes to keep the lights on. So if you don't know your number, down in the description, I have Master Your Money Plan. This is a free workbook for those of us who don't actually have a written budget. We've just been winging it all these decades. Go and grab that. That is free. If you are thinking of a hybrid retirement, that you do want to leave your current job, but you need some cash, you need some money, you got to have some income, then let's talk side hustles. And that is something you'll also bake into your glide down, ease out, and ease into the transition of your next life, is developing your side hustles now while you'll still have that safety and security of a regular paycheck. This is what I'm currently doing. I started this because I just enjoyed the process. When and if it ever makes me money, I'm just going to be setting that aside on my peace fund and my cash fund. When I decide to retire, if I still need an income stream, I've already got them prepared to ramp up and go. There's all sorts of income streams. Also down in the description, I've got life experience to income workbook. This is for all of us, whether you stayed at home and took care of the families, or you went out and you had multiple jobs. If you ever looked at my resume, yeah, I've I wouldn't say I've been a job hopper, but I dated a lot of jobs and married very few. So with that said, I've got skills that are unique to each individual job in different industries and job titles I had that can make me money somehow on my terms for the hours that I have. So it doesn't matter if you're thinking of retiring early, creating income for the retirement years to bridge. Some of us are going to take Social Security at age 62. Some of us aren't going to take it until later. There may be a shortfall in between what you need and what you got coming in or your cash pile. And Social Security might be something you want to put off until a later date. So you're going to have a difference, a discrepancy there that you need to bridge a gap. So this could be filled with the side hustles to which I speak. Again, description, life experiences to income workbook, free for you. But it also can be filled with a part-time job. And part-time job may actually have some baked-in benefits depending on the number of hours. So that could also serve you well. You could begin now living like you're retired. So what I tell everybody to do is exactly what I'm doing. I have crunched my numbers for what it takes me to live right now. I have forecasted to what I believe it's going to take me to live when I no longer have to work this job for this 149 mile a day round trip commute, wear and tear on car, gas. All of that will decrease. There'll no longer be a need for professional clothes or dry cleaning or the occasional lunch out, because I do a lot of packing my own lunch for nutritional and health reasons. But by goodness, it saves me a ton of money on eating out. But with all that said, you will have to sit down and decide, what am I going to need in retirement? Is it something I can maintain with the cash reserves I have and possibly the Social Security that'll be coming in? If you decide to take it at 62, then the Social Security you're going to get at 62 is income. Is there a gap that you need to take out of your cash fund? Or maybe for me, I won't take Social Security till later. Gap is going to have to be filled somehow if I wanted to leave tomorrow. Yeah, I want to, but I'm not. Yeah. So if anybody from work's watching, not leaving tomorrow, but we'll be leaving at 65 or earlier, just go ahead and know that. But if there is a gap, then I'm going to have to fill that with income. Now, I personally am looking forward to developing my side incomes to be an income production, even just to meet the gap. They don't have to make me rich. They don't have to make me live on champagne dreams and caviar or whatever. No, they just need to be enough that I don't have to worry about money. And that includes my health insurance. That's something you have to think of too if you're retiring before age 65. So if you're Gen X and you're a woman of a certain age and you don't know your number, Master Your Money Plan workbook down below. Put on your big girl panties and go look at this. You can't avoid it forever. You have to know how much you're going to need every month when you retire. Period. End of stories. You don't need $1 million in the bank. You don't need a tremendous amount of retirement funds and sophisticated vehicles, etc. So no, you need enough to add to the gravy of Social Security, because Social Security was never meant to be a retirement plan. Go and check it out. Go and look to see what you expect Social Security to be based on their website for your monthly check starting at age 62. And then if you take it later and later and later, it increases in increments up to age 70. But could you live off Social Security by itself? I would think not. And dear God, if you've got any debt, you might as well give that up right now. Social Security may not even meet your minimum payments. But you need to know what that income is, because it is going to be some sort of income for most of us. If you're much younger than us, Gen Xers, it's questionable what Social Security is going to look like, but they've been telling us that our entire lives. Oh, it's not going to be there. You're not going to be able to get it until you're 80. You might as well just go ahead and just consider that money you'll never see again. Yeah, they say that in that tone of voice as well. But you need to know what your Social Security is going to be, and then you need to figure out what your gap is. And if you have a gap, you got to fill that somehow or reduce expenses. How low can you go on your expenses? Now, I ask you that as a challenge because regardless if you're paying off debt or you're stacking up cash so you can jump early, then you need to be able to live on your retirement budget, road test it, figure out, does this fit me or is it too freaking tight? Or is it not tight enough? Because if you can reduce it now and not keep paying out whatever you reduce, whether these are subscriptions or delivery services or way too much doom scroll shopping, if you can reduce your spending now, you can pile up your cash faster. I know what my number is in my cash fund to give me that peace of mind between now and age 65. I know what that number is. Do you? So with that, there's yet one more thing down in the description I want you to go and get. It is the Retirement Reality Reset Kit, and I have a corresponding spreadsheet that goes with it. So the kit walks you through all of this conversation. How much do you currently spend? What's your current need? What's your debt payoff? What are you going to need in retirement? What do you have now to fund that? Can you decrease expenses? There's a detox your expense spreadsheet in there. But all of that feeds into the spreadsheet. You can use this in Excel, Google Docs, or whatever spreadsheet software of your choice, but it will automatically calculate for you and show you the numbers, so no math involved. How easy can that be? I'm Jen. I have got a little to say about a lot of stuff, and every now and again I get these rants, and I've just got to get them off. So stop putting off knowing your number, because your number is your magic key to open the door to the next chapter of your life. I post on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Share, like, subscribe. Let others come and binge my content. Have conversations about me. I love that. All right. I'll see you guys again soon. Stop recording.